Hello, welcome to SMS Pro's training video, where in this video we will be looking at the workflow for safety managers in the Issue Manager module. Issue management for safety managers starts when an issue is submitted by a user. The responsible safety manager will receive an email, as well as a guided workflow for the issue. The first thing a safety manager will want to do is review the issue in great detail, including the title, the description, the report, any attachments, and then move on to the Assess tab. Here you will make a preliminary assessment about the issue, perform a risk statement and initial risk assessment, set a target closure date, and optionally email a custom report to other users, change the issue status, as well as complete a closing risk assessment or reassess the initial risk. First is the preliminary options, where you can mark the issue as not valid, you can email the reporter for more information, or make an eCares report mandatory. You can also merge duplicate issues, branch the issue, or change the issue so that it shows up in a different division. For more information about merging, branching, or changing the issue's division, please see the Assess tab training video. Next, you will want to write an if-then statement. In our current example, there was a collision between two vehicles next to the runway. After writing a risk statement and then saving changes, you will want to perform an initial risk assessment. The initial risk assessment can only be done once, so make sure you choose carefully. After you perform your initial risk assessment, a check mark will appear on the Assess tab indicating that you have done so. You can also add a justification, which can be helpful later while you're reviewing issues. If by chance you did not give the correct risk assessment, or at some point in the future you would like to reassess the initial risk, you can do so below under Ready for Final Assessment by selecting Reassess Initial Risk and then selecting your new risk. In our current case, we can leave the automatic justification and then set our target closure date based on the severity of our initial risk assessment. More severe issues will require more immediate attention and thus target closure dates that are sooner. In our current case, I will set a target closure date of 2 days. After you set your target closure date, you can also email a custom report, this is optional, to outside parties. Otherwise, once you set your target closure date, it is time to leave the Assess tab for now, we will come back to it later, and navigate to the Classify tab. In the Classify tab, you set security permissions for the issue, assign a responsible manager, create classifications for the issue, and link similar reports. The first thing you can do is update the title of the issue to be more specific, change the type of concern, as well as change the permissions or security for the issue, such as restricting the issue, which only allows the submitter and managers, such as a safety manager or department head, to view the issue, a confidential issue where only safety managers and the assigned investigation team can see the issue. You can flag this issue to hide it from auditors, mark it as a proactive issue, or desensitize the title, which means if the issue has been marked as restricted or confidential, you can make a title for regular users to see so that they know a sensitive issue has been submitted, but that the details are being reviewed before being released. If you don't need to make any changes to the security settings, you will need to assign a department head as a responsible manager for managing corrective actions to fix the issue. Simply select your department and your safety manager, click the green Add button, and the responsible manager will receive an email letting him or her know that they are in charge of creating all corrective actions to fix the issue. While organizations may adopt their own workflow for classifying issues, such as having a safety committee classify issues in bulk on a monthly basis, Our recommended workflow is to create classifications after you select a department head, as creating classifications will help your department head create the most effective corrective actions. See the training video on managing corrective actions for more information. To classify the issue, simply select the plus icons and navigate to the point in the tree you would like to classify, and then drag and drop. You can classify for any of the tabs along the top. In our current example, I will create several classifications for type of issue, associated hazards, and human factors. Classifications that automatically trigger a required investigation will appear in purple. Classifications with a symbol next to it are key performance indicators. If you would like to add more classifications or set KPIs, you can do so by selecting Toggle Edit Mode. For more information, please see the training video for setting KPIs and managing classifications. After you create classifications, it's a very good idea, both in terms of documentation and for the benefit of department heads creating CPAs, to link the report with other issues. In our current example, I will link it with an issue that is fairly similar by selecting the issue and then clicking Add Checked Items. You can link with as many issues as you would like. To remove them, simply select the item and then click Remove Checked Items. Lastly, one optional thing that you can do is add or suggest corrective actions. Otherwise, for now, the department head will be busy creating and managing corrective actions. No further action is required on your part until the department head has accepted all CPAs as complete. When that happens, you will receive an email letting you know that the issue is ready for closure. At this point, you will want to review all CPAs and then perform a final risk assessment. You perform closing risk assessments back in the Assess tab by checking Assess Risk at Closing and then selecting your closing risk assessment. Note that closing risk assessments are final. They cannot be undone, so choose carefully. Your closing risk assessment will appear in the history, and at this point, it's time to change issue status. You can write a reason for the status changed, and then update by clicking the green Add button. Note that at any time you can change the issue status to whatever you need. For example, if there is an ongoing investigation, you might change the status to Pending Investigation. Finally, the last thing you can do is set a review date for the issue. This will make the issue populate in the Validate tab for review. Optionally, you can also flag the issue for future audit and nominate for accountable executive recognition. In summary, please pause your screen to view a diagram of the Safety Manager workflow, or see the links below in the description to download a PDF version of this diagram, or download the Safety Manager Workflow Manual, which includes internal hyperlinks allowing you to easily navigate between sections. If you haven't already done so, I also suggest that you review the Department Head Workflow video and Users Assign Corrective Actions workflow videos as well. Thank you for watching.